Y'all like the hair. Thank you. Thanks for saying you like my hair. Hey, welcome to my channel. This is Buying Black with Vanessa Imani, and I love my people. So I'm here to shout out Black-owned brands and businesses in the hopes of circulating the Black dollar, circulating the Black love, and then you guys are going to tell your family and friends about it, and they'll tell their family and friends, and then it's just a ripple effect, okay? And we're supporting one another. Or if you don't look like us, support us still. Come on, allies. Now, I wanted to talk about Kwanzaa. So, I don't have the means to show off the whole Kanara. Let me see. Let me see if I'm going to make a whoopsie. Try to hold this up real smooth like. Okay, so this is my Kanara for Kwanzaa. I showed that off in my holiday gifts video. And if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Thank you. But yeah, I wanted to talk about Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is a celebration. It's a 7-day celebration. It was created by Dr. Malana Karanga in 1966. So give y'all a little bit of history. Dr. Malana Karanga, he created this to unite the Black community. This was after the Watts riot. So the 60s was something else, as is 2020, as is many years for Black people. But Dr. Malana Karanga, he was very inspired to bring us together, bring about peace, unity for our community following the Watts riots. And he was doing his research. He was researching like nature, because a lot of Black people, and it stems from being from Africa, we're really rooted in nature. We're really rooted in what's natural, what's beneficial to the earth. And if you guys aren't really tapped into that yet, do some research and figure it out, because that helps us as a people. It helps the planet. Check. So he's doing his research and he created Kwanzaa. And there are a lot of traditions circulating it. Not circulating, but surrounding Kwanzaa. A lot that people really are strict about following. Some people kind of do their own thing. But some of the main things I wanted to talk about with Kwanzaa are the 7 principles, or the Nguzo Saba. So the 7 principles is Umoja. So the day you guys will be seeing this, it'll be the 3rd day, Ujima. But that's okay. The first day, which is the 26th of December, is Umoja. And the candles can represent different days if you're really wanting to follow that. If you don't, it's up to you. Honestly, I feel like if you have the true spirit of Kwanzaa at heart, wanting to follow the 7 principles, then do you, boo. But I did read that the Black candle is Umoja, the first day, which is unity. I can explain that, but unity, we want to be unified. We want to come together, and we want to be able to learn from our ancestors. We want to be able to learn from one another and boost each other up through being unified. The second day, Kuji Chagulia, self-determination. I'm really struggling right now because I'm thinking about when I was younger. Like, we celebrated Kwanzaa since we were younger. I done ranted about my mom before, so I'm gonna rant a little about her again. My mother is really into Black Pride, supporting our people, and she got us into Kwanzaa. We've been celebrating it since we were younger, and she would have this song, like, I can't remember the melody, but it just makes me smile. So self-determination, really being determined to be the better you, continue working on yourself. And I'm really glad that a lot of Black people are tapping into that, whether it be through helping the mental health part or the physical part, or with your brain, whatever you're doing through the whole being of you, spiritual, physical. A lot of Black people are doing a lot of uplifting for themselves. We're really determined to boost ourselves up. And if you can boost yourself individually, then that helps the collective, the community. I ain't gonna love somebody else, you can't love yourself. Okay, anyway, so Ujima, so this is Monday. Today is the 28th. This is the 3rd day of Kwanzaa. But I'm going through all the principles. This is collective work and responsibility. I remember the song. I remember the melody. Anyway, as a collective, you can hear this word a lot. So again, Dr. Malana Karanga wanted to bring us together. He wanted to unify us. So collectively, we have to work together. We have a responsibility to bring ourselves up as Black people. And that's the real big part of why I have this channel, where I'm always like talking to people about, oh, you know, you can get that from this black owned store, or you can go support this creator, or you can do this, do that, black, 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 black. Like, I feel like if you look at my words and like you were to spell them out, they're really saying BLACK, like all of my words, they just spell black pretty much. And I really appreciate these principles, because even if you don't celebrate Kwanzaa, these are things to live by. I mean, unity, being unified with your family, or even just people around you, self-determination, bringing yourself up, bringing up the people around you, collective work and responsibility, working as a collective. Like, this is for not just the 7 days of Kwanzaa, this is for all year, y'all, 365. Now, the 29th of December, that's, give my life, Cooperative Economics. So that's Ujima. Cooperative Economics, again, the basis of this channel. I really want us to support one another as much as possible. And I've said it before, like, even if it's one thing that you buy, let's say it's hand soap. If you're repeatedly buying hand soap, that means you can repeatedly support a black-owned brand. Or maybe you switch it up, like, okay, this first time I have my hand soap, I get it from Yayo's Garden. The second time, I get it from, I forget how to say it, ESO Therapy. My sister knows a bunch. I know a bunch. Oh, the third time I get my hand soap is from Shea Radiance. So maybe you're loyal to one. Maybe you switch it up and you're giving your money to multiple brands and businesses. But Cooperative Economics, we want to work together to build up the black dollar. And you see me saying collective, community, together, unified, unity a lot. That's what it's about. Because if we are to really thrive and prosper as black people, we have to work together, okay? Now, the 30th, I really like this name. I might name my daughter this. Or maybe her middle name. Nia, which is purpose. That's the 30th of December. And what is your purpose? What is your why? What are you doing? Why are you doing? How are you going to make it happen? So thinking about purpose, and again, the purpose of black people, the purpose of Kwanzaa is to really uplift ourselves. I mean, what is your purpose? Think about it. And maybe that's something that you can do going into 2021. Something you want to repeatedly do. Why are you doing what you're doing? And with that, how are you going to fulfill it? How are you going to live out your purpose? Because it's one thing to know what you want to do, but actually doing it and living it out, that's another thing. Now, the 31st is Kwanzaa, creativity. I really like this day. I like all days of Kwanzaa. I really like this day. I have fond memories of like doing puzzles. So throughout Kwanzaa, my mom would get a puzzle. I feel like she would get a lot of her puzzles from 95th in Chicago. I forget. I think it was like a library, or like the top floor had a lot of black books. And I remember seeing Nikki Giovanni one time do poetry. Anyway, she would have a lot of puzzles that are black oriented, of course. And we would work on that throughout Kwanzaa, and then definitely on creativity. I remember going to Malcolm X. They had the Kwanzaa celebration there. And then they had, like, when I was a kid, they had like little activities we could do. We could create, I think we created like a banner or some kind of, it was like this felt material. We created some visuals on that. It was really fun. I really liked going to Malcolm X for the Kwanzaa celebrations because it's big. So it was a lot of vendors there that you could buy from. You could go and watch the different performances. You could eat food. You could do the creativity, like with the art that we did. That's where I saw Ayodele, I think, maybe for the first time at one of the Kwanzaa celebrations. I think it was still at Malcolm X when we saw them. And my sister dances with them. They're African drumming and dance company. So look into them. And I said the 31st already. I said Kwanzaa. Now, my middle name is Imani, right? My middle name is Imani, and my mother gave me that middle name. She gave us all names. These names that you're hearing, they're Swahili. So a lot of the Kwanzaa wording is rooted in that language. And my mother named me Imani for my middle name. Vanessa Imani, come on, right? And this is faith. You have to have some sort of faith. Like, if you think of it from like a God perspective, a spiritual perspective, or just like having this really strong knowledge that things are going to go as you want them to. Having faith that Black people are going to continue to be resilient, persevere, and elevate continuously, because that's all we know how to do, right? Elevate. All right. And those are the 7 principles, the 7 days of Kwanzaa. I really think that no matter who you are, even if you're not Black, these principles, unity, self-determination, collective work and responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose, creativity, faith, those are all really great principles to live by year round, year after year, not just from the 26th to January 1st, December into the 1st of January. And I know that there's a lot of other things that go into Kwanzaa that I could go into, but just to break down some of the other things, there's a mat you can place, like the display for Kwanzaa. There's a cup. There is like the fruits, the harvest that you can have, like corn and, like I said, fruits to show off. So I know a lot of people really get into it and do all that. I know with me and my, little apartment, I have my Kanara and my candles. So I think in time I would like to get more of those traditional place settings to show off for Kwanzaa. But I have my Kanara. I told you I got it from the Janae collection on 95th, just a little west of Ashland in Chicago. And then my sister, thank you, Ayana, she got my candles for me. So a brother she knew in the community, she got candles for herself, my mom, and I. And I'm really grateful, because I was just thinking, the day she called me too, I was like, oh my God, I gotta go get my candles. I might not be able to find it, because sometimes, they're not that easy to find. But I got them, so I'm gonna be lighting them starting on the 26th. But like I said, by the time you guys are seeing this, it's actually the 3rd day. So I'll be on my 3rd candle. Again, collective work and responsibility. Make sure you're working with your family together on this day. Make sure you're working with the people who are close to you, like your good friends, your good Judies, right? And let's really bring up ourselves. Work on yourself. Make sure you're solid. And then bring that to people around you. Because really, great energy is infectious. Like, if you see somebody and they're like, you're like, oh, right? And it's, come on, like, make it contagious. So if you're a solid individual, you're positive, you can make that circulate to people around you. And we're collectively working on building up this positivity. And tell somebody about a Black-owned business. Tell somebody about your friend who's an artist and they're Black and they need to be supported. Kwanzaa, unity, support. So, happy 3rd day of Kwanzaa. And the next day, make sure you're buying Black on Cooperative Economics, okay? Now, if you guys have questions about my hair, let me know. And let me show off my sister's bracelets. I got these 3. You would have seen this video already, and if you haven't, go look at Beats by Sebla. All right, well, Harambe, love you.